Good morning, students. Welcome you all in the class of English. Students, we are going to start a new chapter, that is a poem, Wandering Singers by Sarojini Naidu. I am sure you must have heard. If not, then certainly you will enjoy this poem, a beautiful poem. In the past, the folk just singers used to wander from town to town, village to village, and they used to sing. They had not any permanent dwelling place, abode. They did not have any particular people, those who were very close to them. They believed in all humankinds, in human beings, and all world as their home. With that sense only, they used to sing what was in their song, that they sang, and they gave the message to the people. That is all about what we are going to learn, we are going to enjoy in the poem Wandering Singers by Sarojini Naidu. So, here first of all, as I give you introduction and detail of the writer, poet or poetess Sarojini Naidu, who had been a great name in our country, you all know, who was better known as Nightingale of India. We will know some more and detailed information about Sarojini Naidu. Then we will proceed towards the poem and we will come to know about the poem Wandering Singers. So let's go and see about first Sarojini Naidu childhood. You can see in the picture here Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was born on February 13, 1879 in Hyderabad. She was born in Hyderabad. Although she came from a Bengali family, but she was born in Hyderabad on 13th February 1879. Her father, Dr. Agornath Chattopadhyay, was a scientist, philosopher and educator. He founded the Nizam College of Hyderabad. Her mother, Barda Sundari Devi, was a poetess in Bengali. She used to write the poem in Bengali language. Dr. Agornath Chattopadhyay was the first member of the Indian National Congress in Hyderabad. For his socio-political activities, Agornath was dismissed from his position of principal. One of his brothers, Birendranath Chattopadhyay, played key role in establishing the Berlin Committee. As a political activist involved in India, ongoing struggle for self-rule, he was heavily influenced by communism. Her second brother, Harindranath Chattopadhyay, was a renowned poet and a successful playwright. The last word is playwright. Let's go and further know about her literary achievement. What she wrote, what are her some very memorable creations in the field of literature. Sarojini began writing at the age of 12 only. When she was 12 years age, Sarojini Naidu had great passion to write. Her play Meher Munir, written in Persian. She had the knowledge of several languages. So she wrote this here, Meher Munir, in Persian language, impressed the Nizam of Kingdom of Hyderabad. In 1905, her first collection of poems, named the Golden Threshold, that is also very famous and you may really read in the higher classes. The Golden Threshold was published. The volume bore an introduction by Arthur Symons. The introduction was no doubt written by Arthur Symons. Her poems were admired by prominent Indian politicians like Gopal Krishna Gokhale. You must have heard. Naidu's poem in the Bazaars of Hyderabad, that is also a very interesting poem, and that is in the syllabus of curriculum in school only, in school syllabus. In the Bazaars of Hyderabad was published as a part of The Bird of Time with her other poems in 1912. In the Bazaars of Hyderabad was well received by critics. Critics no doubt admired and gave a very good remarks, who variously noted Naidu's visceral use of rich scenery images in her writing. The Feather of the Dawn, which contained poems written in 1927 by Naidu, was edited and published posthumously in 1961 by her daughter Padma Naidu. Her book, that was The Feather of the Dawn, which was containing the poems, several poems, that was published by her daughter Padma Naidu posthumously, means after her death. Posthumously means after the death. If any book is here published or one gets the prize after the death, that is here, that word is here used, posthumously. Moreover, her poem The Gift of India is also noteworthy for its patriotism and the actual environment of the 1915 India. So we have here a lot of information. Now let's see what is here this poem containing. So just I am telling you the summary, and no doubt in the next video I will explain you the poem line wise. The summary of the Wandering Singers here, although I introduced you in the beginning what is here the Wandering Singers containing. The poem is about the band of folk singers who wander from towns to towns and from village to village to spread the message of love through their singing. They had a lute. There was a lute, that was here musical instrument with a string. They used to produce a very melodious music, and they used to sing in group, wandering from town to town, village to village, and they gave the message of love, brotherhood, mankind. That was what the message. These singers thought whole world as their home and all human beings their relatives and family members. They didn't stay at a particular place just because that place was no doubt very much attached, emotionally attached for them, or they didn't really think any particular person as very close, because they thought all human beings as their family members. The Wandering Singers have no fixed abode. Abode means a dwelling place, living place. They are forever on the road, leading to ever new places by the voice of wind. Wherever the wind called, they just roamed, wandered and sang. Whether they are traveling through streets or forests, the places echo with their songs. Everywhere their songs were echoing. They play lute, a musical instrument, that is lute, as they roam from place to place. The theme of the songs that they sing goes back to the stories of the ancient battles or of old kings. What they sang in their songs contained different kinds of themes. They really sang about the great battles, when the great warriors just died fighting the battle, great heroes died. They were describing the heroism of the great kings of ancient times. They sang about the women, their laughter, innocent laughter. They sang about the ancient cities, their glories, etc. These were the themes of their songs, and they sang from one place to another, spreading the message of love and brotherhood. They also sing about the cities that were once glorious but no more now existing, happy and beautiful women who died a long time ago, and about other happy and sad things. These were what the content, the summary, the message of their song. So I will explain you the whole poem in detail, reading the line, words in the next video session. As this was the first and introductory part of this poem, in the next video I will explain you. Certainly I think you will enjoy that and you will learn a lesson that the wandering singers gave. Thank you, students. Thank you very much being with me and listening.